Tuesday afternoon going? The weather is maybe perhaps 1 minute you used to see small showers. The next minute it's as if it's gonna be a sunny day. And before you know it, the rain comes down. What I'm trying to say in essence is that you cannot be relying on weather forecast this period because the arm of flesh will surely fail you. You see, the kind of weather I experience in River State is the kind that, what's the word I'm looking for? It oversees or supersedes, or what's it? It's not weather forecast. It doesn't compliant at all. So my neighbor comes to me this morning and she says she's planning an event for Tuesday next week, that I should help her check the weather. That she wants to know if, they should do it outdoor or they should do it indoor. Although they are already prepared Ivy, and Ivy says in there, I say, excuse me, ma. Please, and please, if you know what is good for you, you better choose indoor. Because anybody doing an outdoor event now, I don't want to tell you the video I saw. Decorations will waste because the rain is going to scatter it. Your guests are going to be so uncomfortable. And my dear, you don't want to spend that much money putting out a beautiful setting outdoor and have the rain ruin it. So you may at best, take caution and do it indoor. And everything can be planned indoor. You get an event decorator to just turn the indoor outdoor. That's how start do. My name is Denise Swallow, and I am here to have my final conversation with you, which is centered around money, ego, iwai, pepe, ibigi, owo, what's the other one? Kudi. It's about money. I had a very, very interesting encounter with my neighborhood meat seller. I don't know his name. Funny enough, he's the only meat seller that I don't know his name and I don't have his number stored on my phone. Maybe because I believe whenever I need to buy meat from him, he will always be there. So I've never had the need to call him on phone to tell him keep meat. Because whenever I go, I will just see meat to buy. So I wanted to make, small, just very small coconut rice. But I had the recipe in my head. I hadn't tried that recipe before. So I was just planning it in my head. And I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy meat. I'm going to tell them to help me dice some portion of the meat. Very tiny. And I'm going to make it together with the rice, so as you're eating the rice, you're eating meat. Then there will still be the bigger chunks of meat that I will fry. And, so I had it all planned in my head. In fact, I ate it in my head already before I manifested. So I go to him to buy meat. And after we had good prices, it was time for him to cut the meat. And while they were at it, I asked, give me your account number for the transfer. Hope say they take transfer. He answered, I don't have cash. So he calls an account number for me. And I asked him the name of the bank. Is that bank that most of these traders now use? And then I tried to confirm the account name. And I see a lady's name. And I'm wondering, did he give me a wrong account number? I said, customer, his woman name I'm seeing here is a Yoruba guy. And he tells me, yes, now my woman account number. I say, yeah? I said, now your woman account number, they take do business. He said, yes. I said, you don't get account number. He said, he get. When are your woman account number, you they take do accounts, business. He say, now she they keep all my money. I was shocked. His woman. Now, I didn't ask further if it was his wife or his girlfriend. But you see, his woman is his woman. And besides, other people waiting to buy the meat. But guess what? It's not the first time I am seeing such. 2-3 years ago, I have some people that I usually check their status on WhatsApp. This is solely because they are very knowledgeable. They have carved a niche for themselves in their area. And if I need first-hand information on certain things, I would go to these people. So I would check on their status once in a while. Now, one of them is an author. And I knew he had recently proposed to his fiance. And they were planning to get married. And then I saw that he was doing a sales on his books. He was doing a discount, sort of. And he was telling people to pay money for the books to a particular account number. And the account number was female as well. And I knew that I was not the only person who was curious as to why he's using that account number. And before I could even ask, I think other people had asked the question. So he just simply put out another message after the account number. He said, yes, it's his fiance's account number. And it's her birthday that day. So all the monies that were going to be made from the sale of his book is going to her account. She would use the money as she pleases. Yeah, you could only send him, proof of payment, so he keeps track on the amount that had been paid and confirm that you have indeed paid, so that you guys can work out the modalities as to how you get the book, whether the soft copy or the e-copy. And, a lot of people were like, you trust her like that? And he says, yes, if she's going to be my wife, I already see her as wife, so why can't monies for my products be paid into her account? And that just when I thought that, after her birthday was going to end. Subsequently, the sales ended and he was still talking about the book, and it was still the same account number he was displaying. And it seemed like it was now normal. She could receive money on his behalf or on his business behalf. Doing business with your partner's bank account. I recently also heard an interesting story about a man who expressed his love for his wife in an unusual way. It wasn't with an extravagant gift or a surprise trip to any of the tropical islands. No, he wrote her a book about their financial life. But that might not be what you choose to give or receive as a Valentine's Day gift. It sort of made sense. And not because maybe they are unromantic or they are the unromantic type. On the contrary, I sort of thought that it was a wonderful gift for the very reason that sharing the details of your financial life is actually very intimate, revealing, and requires absolute trust. In this case, the husband was worried because his wife wasn't at all interested in being involved in their finances. What would she do if something happened to him? Who would she turn to? So his book was actually a very practical love letter. You see, when we talk about money and financial trust between partners, see, that conversation, a lot of people run away from it. Even during counseling, they can talk about everything and everybody is nodding to their approval. Like, oh yes, okay, yes, say, tell them, say it. But you see, when it comes to the money, how do you do business? And of all the account numbers to use for your business, it is your partner's account number. Do you think it's a wise decision for one to do business with their partner's bank account, their no-get account? Now, some people would say, it depends. Or if the person is involved in a fraudulent business and the money is sent to the wife's account number, the husband's account number, it will be difficult to trace the funds because it's not in your account, it's not getting to your account. So yes, if the fraudulent kind of stuff, you can use your partner's account number. So that way nobody traces it to you. But I'm not talking about that one. I know that one happens. I mean, some internet fraudsters would rather not have monies transferred to them, because if they come in contact with the EFCC or the law enforcement, the police, and they set their phones and they're seeing how many thousand dolls and all the dolls and all the million, actually, what do you do for a living? So yeah, it makes sense that they will most likely use their partner's account, or I know of some people who use their mother's account number. So that way, you cannot go and be asking, why do you have this kind of money in your account? You cannot even suspect her. I'm talking about people who do legitimate business. You are legit. I mean, I can imagine that the owner of this company, this M Group, all the monies made here is sent to his wife's account. Or if it's a lady, it's sent to the woman's account. What level of trust should exist between two people for that to even happen? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002. Once again, 0817 923 0002. And again, 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. You are making me love food too much. Food is good. I mean, you need to eat food. Food is fuel for your body, so it's not a problem if you love it. If you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, how about you send a WhatsApp message, all right? WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. On X at Nigeria Info PH, and Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Call screeners in standby. Check your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. And we have a dropped call scenario. I'm so sorry about that. That was totally unexpected. Maybe it's the weather. Like I said earlier, the weather is maybe perhaps this period. Shortly we're going on a commercial break. I can see some of you are typing, so just wait for your messages to drop. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Concerning the matter you're talking about. Okay, before I continue, I'm Easy.
Easy, welcome. Easy, welcome. Go ahead, Easy.
Okay. Concerning the matter you're talking about, I think, to me personally, that cannot be comfortable because it depends on the nature of the business you're doing.
Okay.
If you're into nano or SME business, that can be easily done, and it will work out for you. But if you're into real business, where transactions are going on left and right center, and you're pushing the money to your wife, it will bleed whatever you're doing, and your business will not go in a smooth way. And that will make your customer to complain. It won't work well. So I think in a micro aspect of the business, I think that will be comfortable to be done. I think those are the few things I have to say.
If it's a small business, then it makes sense. But if it's a big business, then your customers will not be happy with you. Now, talking about customers and whether or not they will be happy, we'll come back to that after we come back. Austin, my dear. Austin, you will have to call back. In the next 6 seconds, we're going on a commercial break. So call back after the break. Stay tuned to us.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Port Harcourt City.
Introducing the first of its kind.
Nigeria, Info FM. We're still talking doing business with your partner's bank account. Do you trust them that much? Is it a wise decision? Why not create an account in the business name? Why not use your account? Especially when you're doing legal business. When you talk about financial trust between partners, what level of trust needs to be established or needs to be in existence before that can happen? Again, the numbers are 0817-923-0009 and 0817-923-0003. Again, WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030-6416. Now, before we went to the news break, Austin was on the line. I wish Austin would call back so we hear what he has to say. But before Austin's call, I'd like to read some of the messages from the pre-sale. Chibu Promise says the possibility is there if the two are married for a long time. I believe that the trust will be there. Promise is my name. If they have been married for a long time. Comrade Joshua Christian said they don't use jazz on the man. Which man did they use jazz on? What if it's the other way around? What if it's the woman using her husband's name? Her husband's account number for business.
Has to be established.
Abraham from Chansamadi, welcome. Start. I think you've already started talking.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of trust has to be established before you can go into business with your partner. And aside trust, why would I want to do business with my partner's account? Why not open an account for the business? And we as partners can see the turnover of that business. And some partners, honestly, from my observation, some of our partners don't even know how to manage resources. They don't know how to manage funds. So if you have such partners, how would you trust that partner with your business funds? So it's not a wise decision at all. Thank you.
Not a wise decision at all. Zion from GRA. Welcome, Zion. Talk to me.
D-Square, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
If they are married, no problem. I'm telling you the truth. Guys are married. But if they are still dating or courting and the guy use that measure, that guy have an ulterior motive. There's an ulterior motive in that action. The essence is doing that to induce the lady to love him, nothing more. Let her just feel the fever of those alerts from him.
So inducing the lady is meant to love him?
That's an inducement now.
How? Why? Why do you see that?
You are inducing her to love you for no substance. Because of what? Money. Which we all know. Our women, they love money. They like it. No matter how small it is. You see this alert? Oh my goodness me. It's like an opium to our wives, to our girlfriends, even our mothers. They love that alert. Now, this is a girl you are just dating, and you choose to use her account to do such a business. My brother, you're a lazy man. You can't even sustain the wooing process. You have nothing to tell her. You can't offer her anything. And check those relationships over a period. Everything gets so far. Okay, what about the times those alarms were not coming again? The lady will get tired. Before you know, you complain. You are toxic. You look for excuse to just tag the guy and walk away. As a man, you don't do such a thing. Even we that are married, it's not every alert we send to our wives. We don't do that. Yes, we can give her the ATM card. We can apportion certain amount. Let's be honest, is it all the money that comes to our hand? Also, we give it to our wife. So money they don't know. We just put on the back pocket. So for a man, you are just dating girlfriend. So men, they learn lesson. They didn't hear what. Then later she run with this money now. Hey, come and advise me. Thank God, you know, they shout to children, they made the alarm and sister go sleep. Advise me on chat station. I was doing business and gave her my account and she ran away with the money. Advise me in her life. This way is my marriage.
Hold on, Zion. Okay, let's look at it this way. You know, when it comes to, let's assume they are still single, all right, and they are planning to get married. It may be a measure by the man to be setting aside funds for the marriage itself. Maybe if the man continues to get the alert from meat selling, he not go gather the money finish. So for this period of time, I beg any meat where he sell, let proceeds go to our account.
A certain amount of meat you will sell, maybe that kind 10K, 50K, send out to. But for we no mind that guy. You know no thing they do. You just the worry yourself.
All right, Mr. Zion. Oh my goodness. What if it's the other way? I mean, why is nobody talking about the fact that a woman can actually be doing business and send to her husband's account or her lover's account? I said Uniport from Anonymous. Anonymous from Uniport. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead.
My sister, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anonymous. How you doing?
Yeah, sometimes I have that kind of experience during that cashless policy where money were hanging, when it transfer money to all these banks.
Okay.
So I have an account that all these microfinance accounts that were receiving money at that time. So my wife's phone were hanging. She was complaining. So I did not ask her to use my account. She began to use that account during her business. But you know one funny thing? As soon as she came back in the night, she would demand for the money. So I should transfer all. I said, why are you asking me to achieve an only? She said, I should know better. So this is how she used to demand for her money. She was not comfortable at all. She was not comfortable. So that's how it always be. You don't need to use somebody's account to be doing business. It's not good at all. No matter how you trust that person, open an account. What of these days that the people are looking for fraud? Because that man that's telling me, many people can go there and fraud them. Who receive their alert? They will get their transfer money before you call your wife. Things will go wrong. So, Mr. Man, go and open your own account and run your own business.
Anonymous, did you give your wife all the money that her business people paid into her account?
I used to give, but the way she demand it, I will get angry. I say, what? Do I force you to put money there? She's looking as if she's not trusting me again. She says she trusts me, but that's how she demand her money. It's funny.
All right. Nigerian for good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon. Please don't be calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
So yes, I'm a woman and I've gotten such experience. I think one of the reasons why men do that is because most men don't really know how. I don't know. I would say they don't really know how to spend the money, but they can't keep the record. So people adventure. They have a lady or a wife who is detailed when it comes to finances. They prefer using the account wife for some kind of transaction. And then sometimes when a certain amount of money comes into the account, they prefer sending it to the wife's account. Because I think the wife can give good details of the money.
Okay.
And then what I must say in such thing is, I'm a woman, so I really understand. It's not all categories of men that do this. I'm saying this to those men who find it very easy and good for them. Before you can go ahead to do this kind of thing, you must have tested that in one way or the other. Or the woman, if you want to do such with your husband or with your boyfriend or with your fiancé, you must have tested him in one way or the other. Just sometimes, just asking some careless questions when it comes to finances that you know that is inside his account. Try to see if he can give you a truthful detail on how he spends the money. And then it's not a bad thing, but then the principles of using a partner's account should be followed. And then in that way, I think we're not going to have issues.
Not going to have issues. All right, thank you. Didi, I can do that to my wife's account. I trust her that she can never spend the money without my permission. But I am very sure that singular attitude will increase her quest for more money. So I cannot do that. Because no matter how you look at it, a woman is always a woman. So I can never do that at all. There's a limit to trust a woman, please. Aminu, send that in. All right, Aminu. If my woman, they always give me funds, I would use her account for transactions. My woman paid for my generator some years ago when I really needed the gen and I could not afford it. Since that day, I trusted her with my finance and business deals. Don't ask me if she collected the gen money back because got more than the money. Is it because she got more than the money or you got more than the money? Did he see that thing called trust she has in abundance? Tell Mr. Zion, say, I get coconut head. I know they hear word. All my transactions, now my woman go they receive all. Aww. Good afternoon, Didi. Whatever the case, I suppose it isn't a case of trust or not. It's not a good business practice to use personal account for business. Now, it's possible one feels a partner is better disciplined and better financial manager. In that case, for those who are legitimately married, it's no for unmarried couples. Get a business account. I guess that will be more personal. And besides, it will almost not have anything to do with personal accounts. Caleb from Rumomasi. Thank you, Caleb. Nigerian for good afternoon. Hello? Knock knock. Anybody home? Hello? Okay. I wouldn't say it's a dropped call, but say it's probably network. The person did not realize that to call already. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Once again, the WhatsApp or Telegram number is 089 0306410416. For a very long time, I'm asking you for your comments on X. I think only yesterday I realized that for a very long time I hadn't gone through some of your what's it called now? Your response on X. Please forgive me. At Carter says it depends on the relationship you have with the partner, whether husband, wife, or boyfriend or girlfriend. It depends on the relationship. Also, the year terms of the business you intend doing to avoid stories that won't. When I see some of these comments, I'm beginning to wonder what it means. Okay, justice. Forget the issue of trust. Do the right thing by opening company's account. It's at the peak of ignorance. Put trust aside. Well, why do I feel like I want to agree with the caller who talked about the type of business you do? I mean, if I'm just selling meat, and you're going to open meat account number, account name, Meat Sellers Association. I'm just thinking out loud, some of these things that, you don't usually get so much profit. Sometimes I wonder how much profit that meat seller makes or gets in a day. First in the morning, he heads to the slaughter to get the meat, and then he brings it back. For the ones he will debone. For the ones he will bring out shaki, and the rest he will do that. So let's say profit margin. And I don't know how some accounts are run. Sometimes once the bank realizes a business account, there's usually some charges that come with it that some people cannot cope with. All right. And yeah, this other banks, this online banks have sort of tried to make it easy for people to actually open accounts with a business name. But you would earn to ask too. Money, cash. Few people around my area like that. People had cash. So even the POS people that rely, the lady down the street, maybe 200 naira, probably want to buy crayfish, 100 naira, onion, 100 naira, and all that. And you ask the woman, please, I have transfer. I say, and then they take transfer. I no get account. It was during that period that a lot of them felt the need to. My Akara customer had to go and open accounts by force because people did not have cash to buy Akara. So she wrote the account number boldly. Even if it's 15 naira Akara you want to buy, you don't have cash, transfer to that account. Who owns the account? I don't know. I never really did a transfer to her. I always found a way to get cash across to her Or sometimes I would wait till maybe I've bought plenty akara and the money is big, because who wants to be transferring 100 naira, 200 naira, 300 naira? But you see, almost everybody needs an account these days, especially if you're into business. And if it's legitimate business, what's the sense in having your partner's account number used for that business? What happened to you? You want to save money for something, you want to buy a property or buy something, and you feel like it's best that these monies go to the account of this husband, because to money, this money, they financially, how do you guys put it? Or if you put in hanganga, she no go touch them. Let's hear from anonymous say, my husband and I don't do it because it's not practical for us or the kind of business we run. But I think some men do it so that their wives know when they have money. Because until some women see proof, they can never believe if their man says business is not moving or he doesn't have money at all or for XYZ. Is that so? So if she sees the money that is coming in, she can choose between advising herself versus listening to a voice in her head that tells her to harass her man or use everything she sees in the accounts to buy shoes or Brazilian wave. Are people still crazy about Brazilian wave? People have moved on from Brasilia now. People are on Bond Straits and straight and Peruvian, be Cambodian, or what's it called now? Nigerian info, good afternoon.
Hello. I think most men do that.
You didn't tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Chinwe, I'm calling from Ogunabali.
Welcome, Chinwe from Ogunabali.
I think that most men do that because where I work, there are two workers that are married. Their salary are being transferred to their wife's account, and that money being transferred to the wife's account is for the upkeep of the family, for feeding everything. Then let me say
they submitted their wife's account number or something happened before they started doing that.
They're using their own personal account when they submitted their wife's account.
Okay. I get you. Because the one I know of, the man that agreed bring money for us. The wife went to the organ and reported that this husband, they collect salary, they bring money. So it was the boss that now said, Madam, give us your account number. The wife dropped the account number and he instructed the accountant to be paying a percentage of the man's salary to the wife's account, and whatever is left is what they should transfer to the man's own account. That was why I asked that question, though.
Then there's somebody I buy something from in the market. We sells babies, and all the payments, if you are doing transfer, you transfer it into her husband's account.
She sells babies.
She sells babies as the baby wear. All the transfers is done to the husband's account.
To the husband's account. Okay. Well, the baby is the one that's funding the business now, so it should be seeing the proceeds.
So it is her own business.
It is her business. She funded the business herself.
Yes.
Wow. There are levels to this thing,
I just feel it's trust.
If you
trust your
partner
and trust his spending, you there's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay. I mean, where do you want to run to if it's your husband or your wife? People will still meet in the house. The most that can happen is one person will hook somebody's shirt and the other person will say, leave me alone. People will say to Sha. Good afternoon, DW. Didi, if any woman calls and says she's sending her business money to her husband's account, I will send her 1K airtime. Didi, no woman would do this, but it's the men that would term it trust. Which kind of trust be that? Mrs. Iron is right. Some men don't learn. Thank you. Didn't tell us your name, though. If I try it, I will blame myself. Immediately, Madame knows what is in my account. She wants to eat elephant meat with golden egg. I did it at early marriage, but I stopped when I noticed it. This one says it in our trust, though. And this one says it depends on the size of the organizers. Big organizations can never accept that at all. Size of what? How did you? Good afternoon. Firstly, as long as business has been established, a business account has to be opened. The man or woman can pay money into his or her partner's business account. There's nothing wrong at all with that. It only presupposes that a degree of trust has been established. Most men are spendthrift. They can't save, not accountable, their partner's account served as security. ETC, thanks. Chinelo from Umbaba. Now, this is going to be my final call. Okay, we lost the call already, so sorry about that. Well, they say different strokes for different folks, right? There's no right or wrong answer as far as this is concerned, but I think from the comments read and from some of your calls, the men are most likely the ones that will have monies for their business sent to their partner's account for so many reasons. Nigerian for final caller, welcome. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah. I just asked you what to say. My name is Moses from Sudan. Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay. Thank you everyone for being a part of this conversation. I have to go now. Something recorded comes up in the next, say, 4 minutes. But before I leave, it's someone's birthday today. Constance Mega made me do this. And it's a good thing, by the way. I wish I had someone who would put up my name on their birthday. So happy birthday to my elder sister, Miss Juliet, also known as Julie Higgs, as she turned fabulously favored 40 today. I wish you a constant high life full of peace, wisdom, grace, and wealth. I pray that this decade is a really good and blissful one for you, Mama boys. So Constance, your elder sister have plenty of boys. That is good. That is very good. So happy birthday to you, elder sister, to a wonderful person, my colleague Constance Mega. And 40 is beautiful. I pray you see more birthdays. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, as long as you desire to live. That brings us to the end of the sunny side. Follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH and Facebook page Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Instagram and Threads, Nigeria Info _PH. Follow me on X and Instagram and the _Dennis. Facebook is Dennis Wall. I'll be back tomorrow on Tuesday. Stay safe and be good. Like I said, check the weather and prepare yourselves as you plan your day, as you go about your usual business. Hard Facts comes up at 3, of course, after today.